What a relief that things settled down before I left for the States. I must admit, my mandatory attendance at G4 had been stressing me out.
Did you read the documents I gave you? Eno's never been captured. Still hasn't. She's not sitting on a prison cot so much as our dignity.
Well, that certainly eases my pre-summit anxiety. Thank you ever so much.
Hey, I'm only warning you out of the kindness of my heart.
Oh, I am keenly aware. It's why I called in some specialists for their assistance. They're investigating the security situation in America. I'm sure they've already...
It's a dog.
A dog?
And as they say, it's best to let sleeping dogs lie.
You made it.
King Daryl?
These two are the specialists you mentioned? Seriously?
I'm sure you remember them, but allow me to reintroduce you. This is Zato 1 and Milia Rage.
That's Director Milia Rage, Your Majesty the Third King.
Director of what?
We reinstituted the Post-War Administration Bureau, and no one tops their former guild at informational warfare.
Sure, because their methods are illegal.
They're specialized. I think that's how the government puts it.
They're from the largest intelligence agency in the world. It'd be a waste not to recycle them.
Does Kai know about this?
His response was much the same as yours.
Don't get the wrong idea. You could be reborn as a Buddha, and I'd still hold your every sin against you. You're just lucky we don't have any way to prosecute the dead in this country. Got it?
I'll keep that in mind, Second King.
Good. Now, what was it you were saying about dogs earlier?
If I may have your attention.
Okay, it's about time. Better bust out the travel brochure.
We were tasked with checking the security system for G4 and the architecture of the White House for any blind spots. To make a long story short, they're both immaculate. We couldn't interfere even if we wanted to. However, we can only speak to the areas we could get eyes on.
While we were inspecting the White House floor plan that the United States provided us, we discovered a black box.
A black box?
As far as we know, not even the president is aware of it. The file's creation is attributed to a number of military-industrial complexes the world over. It appears as though, at one point, Illyria was involved in the construction of the White House.
So what's in the box?
It's protected by a nonlinear three-way matrix authentication encryption process.
Translation?
We don't know what's inside.
You can't open it.
Therein lies our issue. We don't believe that we should.
Why not?
Milia, what sort of data do we encrypt?
The kind we don't want people to see.
And who loves encryption most of all?
Bad people. Well, most of the time at least.
That's why the United States didn't notice it, and we did. In essence, King Leo, if we open this and it's a mere jack-in-the-box, we can all laugh it off. But if it turns out to be Pandora's box, well...
What, just looking at it will put a curse on us? Don't be so superstitious. It's the 22nd century. Archaeologists and grave robbers have a name for this kind of thing.
You're calling it a treasure? Regardless, we were tasked with tightening security. We can't predict whether this black box will threaten the safety of G4 or not. Still, whether we open it up and take a look is entirely up to you.
Do it.
What? You can't be serious.
What? It's outdated intel anyway.
The problem's not how old it is, it's where it's from. We should at least check in with the US about it first.
I never knew you were so by the book. But all right, I'll leave this matter in your hands.
Leaving already?
G4 waits for no man, no matter how hard you drag your heels on this.
No need to get snide.
done, Post-War Administration Bureau. This is quite the treasure trove of talent. Ho ho! Tiernamak. Hey, come on! This is too juicy to ignore. Oh, I knew Asuka had to have something fun in the works. Now, let's see where this story takes us.
Eno, you say?
Yeah. Your former ally has been detained by the Illyrian government. It's a real weight off my shoulders. You don't look too happy about it, though.
I once promised her a future. However, it seems I took too long to deliver. She chose to leave me.
So you feel responsible?
In part, yes, but... the Eno I know would never let herself be captured so easily.
I imagine they're interrogating her right now. So why don't we save the anxiety-inducing conversations for after she's escaped?
Wait, hold it! You can't just barge into the middle of...
Hey, Eno!
So,
Who the hell is this Chaos bastard?
Long time no see, head. Should I be looking for a good lawyer?
Better find one who can take a beating.
What do you want to know?
Oh, since when are you so generous?
I'm hurt. Have I ever lied to you?
I don't think you've ever told me the truth.
If you don't want to talk, you're welcome to leave.
Fine then. What'd you take from Ariel's?
Her pride. I had my tongue nice and sharp. Gave her a verbal beatdown. Must have left her down in the dumps.
don't give me that told you so look. She let herself get captured. We're not getting the truth until we bring in that Chaos fellow.
Well, you think? I bet I could get it out of her sooner.
Oh my, were you looking to make some renovations to the castle?
Enough property damage, both. This isn't a question I ask lightly, but do you plan on becoming a god?
And here I thought you brought me in just for destruction of property.
Don't dodge the question. Do you intend to destroy the world?
Is the destruction of the world all you ever think about? Would it kill you to get a bit more creative?
We'll work on that. Maybe that Chaos guy can give us some ideas. Call him over.
You want a ticket? You're gonna have to wait in line. You gotta put in the effort to get something worthwhile.
This is an interrogation room. Didn't you see the sign? It says, sorry, I can cut the line whenever I want.
Sounds like you'd be better off taking that sign with you to the White House then. I bet the Gearmaker's got a hell of a story to tell you.
Excuse me? Are you suggesting that Gearmaker's up to something?
You think he's not? Really? What was it again? The accumulation of goodwill? Well, it's not like I know much about it myself. I'm not going to be the one setting off the fireworks.
Eno's never needed a reason to cause trouble. This is the first time I've ever felt intent behind her actions.
That's tripping us up as well. If only we knew what's motivating her. Could her past be the key?
Jacko, looks like you could shine some light on this.
I thought I could, but now I'm not so sure.
Explain.
There were originally supposed to be 2 Jacko units. One of them was me. My role was to make your girlfriend human again. And the other's role was to make Ino...
To make her what?
Asuka knew that Ino would pose a threat if she ever awakened. So he created a Jacko to prevent that. No, in order to save her. That other Jacko was given a name to distinguish us. Happy Chaos.
What are you saying? That the Gearmaker created chaos? No, more importantly, is Ino trying to become a normal human?
That's what I don't get. The plan was kept secret. Ino shouldn't know about it. And weirder still, even though the Gearmaker was making Happy Chaos, he never finished.
Two different parents gave their kid that name? The world really has gone to shit. But this is all new to me. You said Ino's incomplete, right? Why? Tell us everything you know.
This is a good opportunity for you, too. Do you have any hot chocolate? The world in which we live is governed by a programmatic space that controls all of creation. This space is known as the backyard. One day, however, the backyard got sick.
But you said it was a program.
You know how they say dolls can get possessed by spirits? It's like that, though in this case, the world got possessed by humanity's emotions during the war. So, the backyard cut off the source of the illness. That was the first mistake. The part that got cut off was given tremendous authority, and became all-powerful.
And that's Ino.
To be precise, it's Axel, too. Asuka's teacher was the first to discover Ino. He decided she was a threat, and took away her power and her sense of self.
So that's why she's incomplete. Then, if Ino isn't trying to become a human, but rather her original self...
She'd need the other half she lost.
Is that what she took from Ariel's?
If it was, then why isn't she complete yet?
Perhaps she requires something else. An energy source. Or even a specific moment.
No matter what she needs, there's something that can give it to her.
Asuka's tome, right? Looks like I'll be taking Vernon up on his offer after all.
Let us take care of Ino and Chaos. Chip seems to have vanished, but he may know something as well.
This is just a hypothetical, okay? What if I could stop Ino? But if I did, Arya would never be able to wake up. What would you do?
Is that part of your role too?
Huh?
What would happen to you? Never ask me that again. Not even as a joke. I will not let you erase Arya on a whim, no matter what.
It was only a hypothetical. Just forget about it, okay?
Huh.
Do you need a map?
Only if it can direct me away from trouble.
Trouble's like your persistent ex, isn't she? You tried ending things, but she's always hitting you up.
Well, that was an awfully short vacation.
On the bright side, it was your longest yet.
Got me there.
Say, that isolation zone, Izeo. What's it like?
Empty. It's just mountains, a big old field, and a lake. But the floating island reflecting in the lake at sunset made it popular with painters. I decided a long time ago that that was where I wanted to live. Sorry. About, just now. When a woman makes a face like that, a man's to blame. Asuka told me that way back when.
Do I look sentimental to you? I can't cry. Or even feel.
If I go to the White House, I'll see Asuka there. And I'll give him the ass-kicking he deserves. Feels like that'd be a faster road to forgiveness than some drawn-out heart-to-heart.
Forgiveness.
That's where people belong. So listen up. This is important. Your past is kept up in here. But the present, this very moment, is in here. And right now, Arya's there too. Whenever you're feeling lost, this is what you should trust.
You must be aware of it by now, right?
Understood. I'll leave an opening in our security on the day of the event.
Not only can you control people's actions, but their minds and appearance as well.
Anyone but you, yes. Using those fancy eyes of yours.
Why do you let me live?
You're the only one in the world who knows my weakness. That makes things interesting. You could be the key to real drama. That and, well, honestly, I like you. There aren't many folks out there who hold themselves to their own standards.
You baffle me. One cannot go far without a destination in mind. Without that, how can you ever know if you've arrived? And yet you see meaning in pressing ever onwards. Just like Bushido.
I just want to go someplace that's not on the map. The United States of America. You've only ever seen the world before the revival. Isn't this a view? You could say it's a work of art crafted by culture and civilization. But as of tomorrow, it might be called hell.
So a path without morality leads to the root of evil then? Good luck. I'm amazed you managed to get so many of these.
It was no easy task, I'll tell you that. They don't build them to this standard anymore.
Well, I can't imagine they'll be necessary for a summit on world peace.
They're not for the world. They're to protect you. I need you to know what we'll be packing.
Erica, it's not like G4 is a war.
For me and Dickinson, it is. Do you know why I grew my hair over my ears?
Not a clue.
Because Dickinson talks too loud. Maybe it's old age, but he's been telling me the same thing for 3 years. Listen, Erica. To our mission, we stay true. Whether the president's tie is red or blue.
Ha! Ha! Still saying that, is he? Make that 6 years. I want to put an end to the era of might makes right. To let the people look to the future and see a newfound hope.
To bring about an era where the president designs the badges of his Secret Service himself?
Exactly. And the thing that'll save the world is football.
Football.
They say that sports once captivated people of all stripes, from all over the country.
we should be thinking about how best to enrich the time we spend with our loved ones. Isn't that the world you dreamed of as well?
Let's go greet our hero.
How's it feel being back home again?
It's not exactly Turin in November.
What do you think of the White House then?
Same shit as Illyria Castle. Now I see why taxes are so high.
The laws of this country are grand, you see. If you steal something, you gotta put it to use.
Okay, be frank with me. I thought we knights were supposed to guard the conference room. Why am I the only one on standby?
On the day of G4, each country will bring along their most highly accomplished knights. If our country were represented by a world-renowned hero, it might appear we're making a mockery of the others.
So, what, should I nap through the thing?
That's our hope. If you slept here through G4, then headed home when you woke up, that would be our ideal outcome.
Vernon, you know you can be straight with me. It's Asuka who wants me here, isn't it?
You knew that all along, and you still came.
Yeah, well, this is between him and me. You just got caught up in it.
Do you know what he's trying to do?
Can I see him?
Why didn't you go with Frederick?
Because I'm the only one who can stop Eno.
That's not true. You want to learn about Eno, don't you? You're projecting yourself onto her.
You can't make friends just by looking down from the top of your castle. How long do you intend to stay in here? Arya.
You finally came to see me.
Because you wouldn't come out.
Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. But we both need a future, don't we?
Are you saying you called me in here?
We both called out to each other. The two of us are a single Arya. But it's about time that you remembered why you're here.
Do you ever intend to come back?
Arya's mind was destroyed along with the world back before the Crusades. We can no longer be sure of her intentions.
But you're Arya, aren't you?
A piece of her. Just like you. The only difference is that you have emotions.
Artificial ones, sure.
Is your love for Frederick artificial too?
How would I even know if it was?
Why don't you take off your halo? It's from before you were human, is it not?
Is my ego starting to become independent?
That may be so. Or perhaps... Even after she lost everything, Arya refused to throw everything away.
But the Arya Frederick once is the one from the past.
Do you feel as if he's rejected you? For living only to fulfill your role?
We're all searching for our place in society, aren't we? For me, it's saving the world. So what's the difference?
Nothing at all. Provided that it's what you wish for.
What do I wish for?
There is not merely one world. In fact, there's one for each and every one of us. Your world hasn't even existed for an entire year. What value does it hold for you? You don't yet have the courage to accept yourself. If you can't find your answer, then Arya will disappear. But in order to do so, you need to be prepared.
To do what?
Destroy the world.
We can't approve an in-person meeting between the two of you before G4, so you'll have to settle for this.
It'll do. First you're that man, then the gear maker, and now the devil himself. How many names does one man need?
As of right now, none of them apply to me.
Then who the hell called me here?
Just Asuka. The boring man with a fondness for math that you know so well.
Let G4 end peacefully. Once it does, I'll kick the shit out of you and head home.
Frederick. I've never decided anything for myself before. I followed the influences around me, tried to adapt myself to them. My long list of aliases is a testament to that. I've never truly been myself. Thinking back on it now, it seems the same could be said for my becoming a scientist. In turn, I've always pushed the responsibility for my presence in this world onto everyone else. But that changes today.
Listen up, people. We're on high alert till each and every ambassador is back in their room with a warm bed and a full stomach. Now, I know you good folks will never give anything less than your all. But today, your all won't be enough. This is gonna be the longest damn day of our lives, make no mistake. Now let's get to it.
Sir, I forgot to ask. Is the gear maker really that big a deal?
Excuse me?
I mean, I've never been ordered to deploy 5 whole security divisions for one conference before.
I've never issued an order like that before either. But by the same token, you never met an individual who could take down the entire goddamn Union fleet empty-handed, now have you?
I have not.
If we make it to tomorrow, you'll have someone else standing next to you, Lincoln.
What's up with the scent?
As we've previously reported, it appears the gear maker will indeed be participating in G4. Originally centered around peace efforts, the summit was rumored to include an announcement of America's demilitarization and discussions of human-gear coexistence. However, with the interference of the gear maker and the questions about security, the current plan for the conference is unknown. All we do know is that the whole world will be watching. Against expert opinions, each country in attendance has opted to converse with the devil himself. Perhaps their curiosity has outweighed their common sense.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Though the last-minute inclusion of the gear maker has changed today's schedule somewhat. The purpose of our meeting today remains the same. A new peace for a new era. And with our allied nations and the gear maker united around one table, I firmly believe that this day will be one for the history books. Now then, allow me to introduce you to the man who will be acting as our moderator in my stead. The Gear Maker, Mr. Asuka R. Kreutz.
Thank you. I don't intend to waste your time by introducing myself. Please turn to your pre-provided materials and... Oh.
Forgive me, I couldn't help but notice that there was no mention of certain recent incidents, so I went ahead and added that information personally. I attempted to maintain objectivity as best I could. I trust you'll find it agreeable.
Thank you. But when did you have the time?
He lives up to his nickname. People call him the King of Groundwork.
They do.
He's awkward.
Yeah, whatever I imagined, it wasn't this.
May we continue?
Eno could escape at any time. I assumed she'd vanished the moment Soul set off, but...
Should I go get you a blanket? Only thing you'll catch in here is a cold.
Asuka wanted to save you.
What, did you forget? You're the one who changed me.
I didn't change anything. I merely showed you the truth.
Well, that explanation sure takes a lot of responsibility off your shoulders.
Then what would you say I did?
You showed me too much. I realized that I am the world. And because you fear me, you're trying to make me a simple human.
You knew?
Yeah, learned that along with a whole lot of other shit I didn't want to know. All thanks to you. I also know that you can turn anything out but tears. And I couldn't say why, but everyone always ended up on his side in the end. That included me. Well, our relationship was a little closer than that. We swore our futures to one another, throwing away our old lives and names. I'd like to say we were happy. Until one day, Will suddenly disappeared. Didn't say a word to anyone, and he never came back. No cop or journalist could ever tell me why. I didn't plan on giving up on him, but I made myself a promise anyway. No matter what happened, I would never forget my memories with Will. And yet, all those memories are fuzzy. Any guesses why? Because they never happened. Not in the second version of the 20th century. I have no past. Which means I have no future. I just want to get out of this empty cage.
Even at the cost of everything else?
A deer runs and a lion chases. Which one would you say God supports?
I can only measure things in terms of loss and gain.
Then mind if I ask you something? Is your world so valuable that it's okay for you to crush mine?
Nothing is mine, nor yours. The world is simply the world.
So if we do find ourselves in an era of everlasting peace, will there be any place for you in it?
We need to go join Soul.
Why?
Eno let something slip during your conversation. She said, before G4 ends. It's likely that she let herself be captured so that G4 could proceed. That's when they'll make their move, I'm sure of it.
But that means it's even more important that we stay here. If you were listening in, you have to know why.
I do. Your hypothetical was true. You have the power to stop Eno. But are you really all right with never being able to see Soul's face again?
My goal is to awaken Arya. But at my very core, My role is to protect the world.
Then why did you ask Eno that question? As I thought. You can't save the world as things are now.
This is most puzzling. This story of yours conflicts with history as we've come to know it, and the incident reports we've seen.
Indeed. According to these documents, you're more of a guardian angel than a devil.
I'll give you this much. Regardless of the veracity of what you've shared with us, you do have a way with words. This is incredibly detailed and easy to understand. Which raises a question. If you merely wish to share this information with us, you easily could have written this up, signed it, tossed it in the mail, and been done with it.
I believe that a document alone might have been somewhat lacking in credibility.
Not to be rude, but I'm sure you realize that we can't take your words at face value either. So why risk a lifetime of imprisonment by showing up here? I must admit, it has us curious.
That's certainly fair. I'm here because I have a request for all of you.
A request?
That's right. Though having this conversation may bring us rushing to our main point of order, is that all right with everyone?
How ominous. You make it sound like we should batten down the hatches.
Very well. Tell us.
A suspicious man is approaching the front entrance. He seems to be accompanied by a soldier. Have you received word of this?
Moving to confirm. Hold it! Who is that man? Where are you taking him?
Ah. Sorry to bug you, but could you tell me the location of, every guard in the White House?
What did you say?
Understood.
Oh, that's a nice jacket you've got there.
The Tome of Origin. As the name would imply, everything sprang forth from its pages. This book makes anything possible. It granted magic to mankind, crafted our future, and with it, the risk of our downfall. The tome itself, however, has no will. It provides what is asked of it, urging caution as it complies. Of course, its power is too great for mankind to wield. Under my authority as its current owner, I intend to dispose of the tome.
We obviously understand the dangers the tome poses. But is such an extreme measure necessary? Could we not conceal or protect it?
Perhaps, if not for those who would desire and seek it.
The tome has such tremendous potential. It could help us build a better future. You would toss aside its value as well as its danger.
Value. What value could it hold that we currently lack? For example, what value does this $10 bill hold?
You could treat yourself to a little something.
Well, to the extremely rich, it's hardly worth the paper it's printed on.
On the other hand, in the country of Valupia, this one bill could feed an entire family for 3 months. Value changes based on where you stand. Before we seek out an uncertain future, we must attend to things in the present.
Well, aren't you a romantic? Is this meant to be your atonement?
No, my venture. My final venture as a scientist. And so begins at long last my world peace experiment.
Hey! Wait!
This is unsettling. I feel more anxious the longer things continue without incident.
Even now that Jacko's gone, Eno shows no signs of movement. I can't imagine our worries are baseless. I hate to admit it, but it's actually quite reassuring having you here with us.
King Leo. Do you know why I decided to come back to work here? Or rather, why my friend gave his all to protect the Post-War Administration Bureau? Milia and my subordinates do not fear judgment. In fact, we are ready to accept it. We did not choose this path to evade your punishment. If those who have sinned do not seek forgiveness, then they're just like me, walking corpses, lesser even than the lowest criminals. I came back because they wish to remain human.
Does that mean I can mercilessly boss them around?
By the way, what shall we do about the treasure?
Leave it be. No matter what we find, it won't be something we can discuss today.
I suppose you're right. All we can do is leave things to Sol and the on-site security.
What's wrong?
Well...
What the hell is going on?
The black box is opening.
What?
We've been hacked. Someone has stolen the data.
I don't care how. Just put a stop to this.
No. It's already done. It would appear they set up the hack to display this now. For whatever reason, the perpetrator wants us to see this.
Zato, tell me this is some sick joke. Hey, I'm not getting any contact from the White House. Group 2, report.
I'm not sure you know how tense things are getting in here, but you've got everyone on edge.
I'd like to hear more.
In that case...
Asuka?
What a show you've put on, Asuka.
Identify yourself.
Happy Chaos.
That voice.
Who are you? Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten about little old me. I suppose that's fair, given the state I'm in now. Man, do I ever want to have a nice long chat with you. But that'll have to wait. What? You really gotta look someone in the eyes to communicate. No more phone calls today.
Damn it. It's not connecting. Did he truly shut down the system on his own? But how is any of this possible? Not only did he know of Happy Chaos, he even knew my name.
World peace, huh? Neither optimistic sermons nor genocidal weapons have unified us just yet, I suppose.
Hey, where are the guards? Who let him in here?
The guards? You mean like the guy who gave me this jacket? Give the guy a day off. Yeah, so anyways, first I'd like to...
Perhaps you took a wrong turn. The exit's behind you.
What did you... Stand back!
Ming-Wen! No! Striper!
Oh, calm down. There's still time to save him. Provided you don't cut me off again, that is. Though to be fair, I did interrupt you guys first. That's on me. Let me try introducing myself again.
What?
That's a weapon called a gun. When you pull the trigger, a bullet comes out. Those bullets kill people. Let's try shooting that scary-looking guy right there.
No! There's no way I could ever.
Oh, I'm quite sure you can. Just trust me.
I can't!
I'm gonna count to 3. And if you don't shoot by the time I'm done, everyone dies.
Please!
1.
I can't do this! I won't!
2.
You can't be serious!
3.
Ah!
Way to go. You made the best choice you could, given the situation. Feeling better now, huh? All right then, let's all give Asuka a hand.
What? What is this?
World peace, ready in just 5 minutes.
What the?
Now what?
An unregistered weapon of mass destruction has been activated.
A weapon of mass destruction?
Yes, sir. We're getting a signal from the level 5 sub-basement. It's a strategic weapon.
This is impossible. It's cleared all protocols simultaneously.
We're getting external interference.
It can't be. Is this the work of that hacker? What's the target?
The United States?
Cut the main power.
We can't shut it down or restart it. We're completely shut out.
This is madness. Do something about it. This is about to start another world war.
Prepare the auxiliary power source. It will be faster to do this manually.
What do you plan to do?
Take care of this myself.
What in the Sam Hill is going on?
Albatross has been launched, and without the President's authorization.
Have we been hacked?
But we just changed the damn launch code 30 minutes ago.
Auxiliary power activated. We've regained control.
Then it worked?
It did, but only for the weapons in the castle. Every other weapon in Illyria has been launched.
Alert! The United States has launched weapons against Illyria.
The ultimate magic-based anti-gear weapon, Albatross. You guys dreamed that one up, right? I just fired them all.
No way. You're insane!
Do you realize what you've done?
Duh.
What the hell is this?
If you press that button, the missiles will self-destruct. Press it or don't. That's up to you. But if nothing happens in the next 5 minutes, we'll be starting over from the Stone Age.
It worked?
Congratulations. You just created a world with no weapons.
What are you after?
Can't you tell?
You didn't need to offer us that choice. Was all this just to show off your powers?
Yep, but I'm not after your fancy watches and rings. So whatever could I want?
He's a magic wielder, with skills far beyond top class. There's no way he's...
All Albatross missiles have self-destructed.
None of this makes any sense. This is a D1 order. Enter the White House and confirm the safety of the president. Now, damn it! Would you join them?
I have only one request. The book.
Book?
Yeah. The one Asuka's got. Only problem is, little rascal's hiding behind a door I can't open. And the only one who can open it
is me. And you expect me to just quietly obey?
Do you need me to reintroduce myself?
I'll do it. I'll do it, so just stop. I'll take you to the gear maker.
Mr. President!
Vernon, get down.
Now there's a freelancer who takes pride in his work. Good. Things are finally getting interesting.
You were just in time. I can't thank you enough.
Save it for once we're outside. Where's the exit?
What? I can't leave the other representatives behind.
You can't afford not to. It's all over if he gets his hands on you.
But... Are you all right?
I'm fine. I knew it. It's taking me longer to heal.
Nice work.
It won't go as well if more of them find us. Can we get somewhere safe?
Safe? Hmm? We're in the White House. The whole place is supposed to be safe.
Shit. I don't care where we go. We just need to move.
Chairman, we're still unable to make contact with the White House.
Send me an Echo team. Continue calling and send reinforcements.
This just in. We've heard that all of the magic-based missiles have self-destructed mid-launch. The government has not yet issued a statement, but it seems as though the Army is investigating under the presumption that the launch was some sort of accident. However, the possibility remains that this was some sort of demonstration against G4. Security around the White House has...
Are you guys selling those uniforms at your gift shop or something? And where the hell are your guards?
I saw it with my own eyes, but I still can't believe it. Chaos has the power to manipulate people's appearances and minds alike. He's brainwashed our entire security staff. There's no way I can leave everyone behind. We need to let people know what's going on in here and call for backup. I'm not running until that's done.
Trust me, if it were possible, they'd be here already. I haven't tried contacting Kai, but none of my calls connect. It's likely that all transmissions are being jammed.
What about a hotline that doesn't use magic? There's a country that continues to use forbidden machines.
Zeb, huh? How can you contact them?
This building is an antique, you see? It's in the air command post.
You're a stubborn bastard, you know that?
It's how I won the election, actually.
What's up? That was a close one. There's a guard bot up there. They attack anything that enters their line of sight.
Echo team reporting in. We've arrived at the White House.
What's the situation?
It's the same as the footage. Soldiers are continuing to patrol Area 4. It seems they're unaware of the situation.
Make contact, but use caution.
Understood. Moving to make contact.
Shouldn't you be pursuing the president?
Wait, you can talk?
Yes, I believe I just did.
Wow, you can even hold a conversation.
You seem quite comfortable for a man in a stranger's home. I take it this is all going to plan?
Not quite. The perfect plan never beats an improvised one. That's how I work.
Clearly. Normally a plan so brazen would never work.
Normally. On that note, that knight from the Chinese Federation will die if you leave him be. We got terrorists in the White House and just fired every WMD in the world, and yet no one's come to save you. Are these normal occurrences to you? Wake up already. We left normal behind a long time ago.
What's with the mask? We've issued an emergency order. Why haven't you...
Open fire! Cease fire!
What the hell?
We seem to be witnessing a firefight on the perimeter of the White House. It's chaos down there. There is still no official word about what's going on, or whether it's related to the weapons of mass destruction.
Wait.
Mr. Secretary.
Fall back for now.
Retreat! Retreat!
Unbelievable.
What's going on out there?
A D1 order must have been issued some time ago. From the sound of things, I would imagine Chaos has backup troops outside as well.
You hear that? Something's going down outside.
Stop. If that thing notices you, you're gonna be Swiss cheese. Don't move a muscle.
How did you know? How did you know that machine wouldn't come our way?
My gut.
Your gut's gonna be all over this vent if you're not more logical next time.
You told me I couldn't save the world. What did you mean?
You don't even know what the world is yet.
But I could still stop Eno.
Then why did you come with me?
I don't know. As I am now, I can't really do anything.
Yeah. You're human. A regular human. Which is why you don't always act logically. Quite some time ago, Sol went into the castle's food storage area. Broke in, to be more precise, since I found the door in shambles. In any case, I came running when I heard the noise. He calls it a refrigerator, but as with all of the castle's facilities, it's spacious to the point of absurdity. Even finding someone in there is no simple task. In time, I found Sol in front of a wall of 5,000 liters of liquor. 84 varieties, all lined up and organized. Now, I can't judge the cost of alcohol by sight alone, but I did recognize the bottle he held in his hands. It was the same kind of cheap liquor you can find in nearly any restaurant. I told him he could have at least chosen something worth the cost of repairs to the door. How do you think he responded? There's hundreds of better drinks out there, but I always end up choosing this one.
Choosing?
That's right. He chose it not for its quality, but because it fits his tastes. You'll understand that, eventually. And a day will come when you find that contradiction beautiful. People have their necessary frivolities.
Necessary frivolities.
This is it.
He's on patrol. He'll be gone soon.
Thank God he didn't notice us.
So I wasn't just hearing things.
We're gonna be fine.
What do we do?
Stay completely still.
Oh, like that's logical.
What the?
Sure it is.
Ugh.
found it.
Hurry it up. We can't stay here forever.
Don't rush me. Unlike you, when I say we're gonna be fine, I mean it.
Why's that?
This is a relic from an age gone by. I've heard it's more of a wiretap than a telephone.
Though most local civilians have been evacuated, we have confirmed that some have been left behind. We cannot yet speak to the number of losses. Meanwhile, police, civilians, and the military have joined together in a desperate attempt at saving lives.
President Gabriel, we're receiving a call on the emergency hotline.
Oh? Then why haven't you picked up?
Well, it's an unregistered number, sir, so frankly, there's no telling who might be calling.
What? Trace the call.
Yes, sir.
They picked up.
I don't know who you are, but this is a private line used strictly for matters of national security.
If you intend to keep it busy as some sort of childish prank, we reserve the right to take all necessary defensive measures. Within 5 seconds, we will have your location traced. Within 15 minutes, the tactical nuke should arrive.
If you feel any responsibility whatsoever for the poor souls within 3 kilometers of you, then don't ever call this number again.
What?
How'd it go?
They're gonna drop a nuke on us.
Huh?
Did you find them?
Yes, sir. But, the call came from the White House.
There's currently so much gunfire around the White House that it could safely be called a war zone. With no information regarding the dignitaries of each country inside, many are concerned for their safety.
The White House just contacted Zepp via the emergency hotline. They'll be sharing the call with major organizations from each country. The president is unharmed!
Fantastic.
My apologies, Vernon. Glad to hear you're all right.
For now, yes, but we don't have much time. I'm gonna tell you all I know, so listen carefully. The White House has been taken over by terrorists. I managed to get away, but the others are being held captive in the conference room. Someone's injured too. If you can, please, send backup right away.
Do you know who's responsible?
Only his name. He calls himself Happy Chaos.
Happy?
He's after Asuka's tome. And to get it, he needs me to give him access to the PEOC.
How many troops does he have?
I can't say. They're everywhere and heavily armed.
That doesn't make sense. How would they get past security?
I don't want to admit it, but most likely.
The security officers were brainwashed.
Dickinson!
Echo Team and I saw it with our own eyes. I'm sure of it.
Do you understand what this means? In this complex alone, we have over 300 station officers.
It's not safe to stay here. The moment this call's done, we're going to try to escape. But we will need backup immediately.
Hold your horses. It's just as dangerous outside as in. Mr. President, I believe it would be wise for you to retreat to the PEOC until backup arrives.
Not a chance. We can't let Happy Chaos gain access to the PEOC. And you don't have to worry about me. I'm with Soul Badguy.
It's got Soul? That's a weight off.
In that case, head to the parking lot from the West Wing. That should be your quickest and safest route out of there. That's where I'll pick you up.
See you there. Signing off now.
Send in the reinforcements.
So, what do you plan to do after this? Will you be reading that book in your jail cell? I can't say I've ever heard of a case in which a single criminal successfully overthrew a government.
Nor has the White House ever been taken over. There's a first time for everything.
I just find it a tad curious. You could have made your demands after launching the missiles. Why didn't you?
Do you have a name, O King of Illyria?
Daryl.
All right, Daryl. I'll indulge your question. I don't want to just make history, I want to make history fun. I want to write a script for reality and enjoy some authentic drama.
Haven't you had your fun already, then? Look at the state you have us in.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I take no joy in seeing people suffer. I want to see them struggle.
Semantics.
Not at all. A wax figure and a human being. At a glance, it's hard to tell the difference. But the two are entirely different, no? Let's say my goal was to create the strongest shield ever. How would I go about doing that? By creating the strongest sword. A sword justifies the existence of a shield. Humanity has always exhausted every possibility. That's the exact sort of drama I want to see.
What was the motive behind your initial goal, then? Without the sword, the shield would be unnecessary.
The motive? Sorry, to me the very idea of a motive is nonsense. 'Cause I'm a wax figure, you see.
This place seems safe enough. First, I'll take out the guys by the side entrance. I'm sure someone will notice the noise, but I'll deal with it. Well, I've got them distracted. You make for the exit as fast as you can.
Can we pull it off?
Brown bears don't give birth to pandas. If you believe in that, you can believe in me.
Then what will you do?
I've got unfinished business with Asuka.
I see. Thank you. You've been an immense help.
I'm not a handshake kind of guy.
This world is brimming with potential. So long as humans put in the effort, they can realize true greatness. Make it a reality. The miracles of non-fiction surpass even the most masterful works fiction writers can dream up. However, if some lady of the lake rose up out of the water and offered you any book in the world, no one would ask for a history book. That's because reality isn't very fun.
Can you truly say that a reality you're scripting is non-fiction?
Is a robbery happening on the other side of the world right now real to you? We all write the script of our own lives. Our reality is what's written on our own page, nothing more. The important thing is whether or not we can experience it for ourselves. I'm going to write the history books of the future. And 100 years from now, kids won't be falling asleep in class anymore.
Huh?
The sensors have picked up on a heat source within the White House.
A heat source? Don't tell me.
You have got to be kidding me.
It's real.
What in God's name?
But how? This really is Project Tiernanon.
Burn it! Burn it!
What in the world is that? Has anyone confirmed the president's escape?
We are continually bewildered as things develop at the scene. The government continues to remain silent, without so much as a word of official instruction to local residents. we've received word that just before this chaos began, there were reports of a suspicious group sighted in the vicinity of the White House. Suffice it to say, the safety of the president and
I
those
must
inside
admit,
the White
this
House
turn of events
remains
surprises
a
me.
During the war, there were military-industrial complexes the government didn't know about all over the world. And this White House here was built to shelter a small number of the villains who ran them. A Noah's Ark of their own.
Didn't think it was possible to get sent back to before the starting line. You got any more house rules I should know about?
I'm wondering the same thing.
The White House has completely left our line of sight.
What about radar?
I've checked, but they seem to be using stealth magic.
So we have to rely on our own eyes. Send up anything that can fly. Don't let it out of our sight.
Secretary Goldfuss.
Second key.
You have any information on that aircraft?
Last time I checked, the White House couldn't fly.
Civilian was right.
Do you know something?
I do. If you're going to pursue that thing, you'd better be careful. It's not exactly an airline.
Secretary, one of our planes has visual contact.
It does.
This is Firefly 3, reporting in. Unable to establish communication with Apple. I'm going to attempt an in-air landing.
Yes, did it! Great! Did it!
No, wait. Don't get too close.
What is that thing?
We've lost contact with Firefly 3.
Is this a nightmare?